Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man Them United podcast to kick off your Monday afternoon, people, or Monday night, Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world. It is the Manchester United podcast, people. Manchester United podcast, people. We are here to discuss all things Manchester United. I was going to say there isn't much news in regards to transfers, but there is with outgoings. And of course, as you can see from the title, Garnacho picture in Aston Villa, Rashford shirt has Manchester United fans in uproar. So I'm sure the vast majority of the conversation, the vast majority of the questions are going to be about that. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Make sure you do so. Keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United related. Before we continue, though, as always, when you enter the city of sarcasm, make sure you pay the tax, people. Hit the like button on the video. That's what I need you lot to do. Hit that like button on the video right now, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after. Share out across all the socials. New Twitter account, people. Need all of you lot who are following me on my old account at Yes It's Flawless, people. That is the new Twitter account. Make sure you follow me at Yes It's Flawless on Twitter. Yes It's Flawless on Instagram. At Sarcasm City TV on both platforms as well. So make sure you retweet, like on Twitter/X, share from the Instagram. And just as important, road to 60,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, people. Make sure you do so. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. And let me bring in King to the building also. I'll get to the chat. What are you telling me, King? You good?
Big up Flawless, big up the chat. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, we got quite a bit, there's been quite a bit coming out. So, yeah,
There's
like,
a lot going
yeah.
on. Yeah. We do, people. And big up everyone who joined over
Yeah.
from Truth's Raid as well.
Big up
Apologies on
Morgan Gibbs White, man. Know what I'm saying?
Nah, apologies on the sense I can't be bothered choosing people. So you like ain't fussed about seeing me like that. But big up to everyone locked in. Big up
Big up
Kingsman.
Troops.
Big up Sai. Oh yeah, we got this Nkunku news that broke.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, as well.
Yeah.
So we're discussing that. Big up to Sai because he's dropped information about more cuts at Manchester United as well.
Yeah.
Out and forward. We'll get to that also. Let's see what else is here. Inquired about. Okay, get to
Yeah,
that.
I think there've been little links. I've just heard, but I think there've been little links of Paulinia as well and Douglas Luiz unknown or something. That's
Yes,
what I've seen past couple.
Saeed mentioned both of those yesterday. That's how you know it's a slow news day. That's how you
Yeah,
know you got Beans on
yeah,
Toast. Flavored Football TV says when the likes of people hit the subscribe button, like. And to Debbie, you said that your club is run by clowns, but yeah, been saying this. I know about INEOS. You ain't gonna tell me. Haven't been a fan of them from the beginning. Never been a fan of them. Done told everybody about INEOS from before they was in place and in power. And I was told about this footballing structure, but that's a whole different thing as well. Big up Kingsman, big up LSG, big up Killer as well. Big up to everyone in the cup. But let's start with the main topic and the title of the actual episode, people. Garnacho posting the picture on his Instagram of Aston Villa, of himself in an Aston Villa shirt with Rashford on the back. Let me start with just my personal thoughts on it before I give further thoughts on it. I don't really care, to be honest, about it. If I'm being really real, I don't care too tough. It's very rare I care about what players do off the football pitch and away for the football club. As long as it doesn't impact them on the pitch, I don't really have an issue. So if a player's drunk all the time or a player's smoking all the time, that's an issue because they're affecting their physical state. That would be a problem. But if a player's out there doing hardcore drugs, that is a problem because that can affect your physical. That can also affect your mental as well. But outside of that, I don't really have too much of an issue about Garnacho posting a picture. Now onto fans being an uproar. They're going to be. One, because we're Manchester United fans. So that's just our fan base. We are always waiting to be in uproar or be upset. The sky is falling all the time at Manchester United. All the time the sky is falling at various points. Oh my Lord, we love a crisis. We love a crisis. When I say we, I'm talking about not all Manchester United fans, but I'm just generalizing. There is a large proportion of the Manchester United fan base that love a crisis. And it's all negativity and there's never no solutions. I was saying this on Saeed's channel yesterday. Problems for every solutions. I've used that for gyal I've been involved with in the past. Actually, just brethren I've had in the past and people I don't fuck with because I can't stand it. I'm solution orientated. If there's a problem, Let's actually try and solve the problem. But it seems it's just, but you know, like you say, have solutions for problems. There's problems for every solution. So with Garnacho, he knows exactly what he's doing. Let's clarify that. He's fully aware of what he's doing, number one. Number two, he don't care about the football club like that. Number three, he don't care about the fans. And to everyone who backed him so violently when Rance said what he said, when Faz said what he said, bear in mind, both of them two was right when they said them things. Don't you feel stupid now? Backing him, I keep telling people, and I will consistently tell people all of the time, players don't care about the football club like you do. If you're a Manchester United fan, you're Manchester United through and through in your heart. You have supported for however long. If you're 20 years old, however many years. If you're 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. All these players who are currently here right now, once they all leave, you will still be supporting Manchester United. And then after that group of players leaves, you will still be supporting Manchester United. I've been supporting United since the 90s. You know how many players I've seen come and go from this club? My favorite players of all time. Players who've had us that allowed us to reach great heights and have great success. Like I said, my favorite players of all time. Terrible players have left. There's so many, what's the word I'm looking for? So many players and squads who have left. And I will still be here supporting. So that's why when people defend the players so much, especially when they show you blatant disrespect. Garnacho's been this way. This ain't the first time. He has been committing crime after crime after crime after crime. It's like, you know, someone who's rude at the workplace, who's just a terrible human being, is rude wherever you work. And then you walk in and they're rude to you and you're surprised. It's like, you've been here. You've been working here 2 years. You know what you are going to get. Like, why, when people show you who they are, believe them. I don't understand it. I don't get it. People surprised by the obvious. It's like going into Foot Locker and being surprised that they sell trainers. This is what they do here. Or you go into McDonald's and they're selling Big Macs. Why are you shocked? Like, Garnacho has shown us countless times who he is, not only as a footballer because he's dreadful. Let's clarify that. Not only as a footballer because he's dreadful, but also his comments on what he thinks of the club. Bear in mind, he's not checked his brother, who be talking the most. He's liked tweets in the past criticizing the manager. He's liked tweets in the past criticizing the team. After, literally, what he just said after the Europa League final sums him up in a nutshell. Literally, talking about, I played the full game. I only got 20 minutes. This goes to show, also talking about, yeah, we barely beat anybody in the Premier League. Yeah, maybe because you went 20 plus games without a goal, mate. Yeah. And this is what I keep telling people.
And he said that we had a shit season. He actually said the word shit as well.
Yeah, like maybe you played a part in that, mate, because you was statistically the worst left winger in the league. Or they had the worst left winger in the league from a stat standpoint. What are we doing here? And on the eye test, you was the worst. And overall, you are the worst. And yeah, Jez mentioned it in the chat. And don't worry, I'm going to get to a couple comments in the chat as well. Fan and stand culture of players who haven't done anything here. I'd understand it to an extent if a player had been great here and had been successful. Like Ronaldo in his second stint. I understand why people defended. I understood to an extent, why people defended Ronaldo because of what he did. Bear in mind, Ronaldo's one of my favorite Manchester United players of all time. Bear in mind, I'm old enough. I remember signing Ronaldo. I remember Ronaldo's debut. I remember him getting on the pitch against Bolton. I remember him with the two blonde plaits. I remember him being criticized heavily. I remember people saying he was doing too much and didn't pass the ball and it was too much flicks and tricks. I remember watching games with my mum and she's cursing him out. I remember all these things vividly, people. Because I'm grown at this point. So vividly, and then we watch the improvement and see what he did. So I understand defending a Ronaldo to an extent. But Garnacho, what has he done? Now, like I said, shows you what he is. Again, people, I am not fussed about him posting up in the shirt. You know why? Because if it accelerates his exit from the football club, I'm all for it. I said it on back again. I'll say it here again now. I hope he posts up every day in a different Premier League shirt. I hope tomorrow is Arsenal. I hope the next day is Chelsea. I hope the next day is Liverpool. Next day after that, City. Then Villa. Then Crystal Palace. Then Brentford. I hope he goes through the whole Premier League. Anything to accelerate his move from the club. And the club should be doing more. I'm actually happy that Garnacho and Rashford, we'll talk about it later as well, are doing things to accelerate moves away from the football club. Get these man gone. He should have never even went on the. Why did he play the postseason game? All these people talking about, oh, it lowers his value and da and all this rubbish. There's no value to lower. Let's get him gone. We are the B side of negotiation, selling him, selling Rashford, selling Anthony, selling Sancho, selling Onana, because everyone knows two things. One, these players have performed here terribly. And two, we want to sell these players. So here we are. Like, I am really like with the picture, it just sums him up in a nutshell. I ain't fussed about the optics. I don't care about, oh, he's disrespectful to the football club. Again, I couldn't care less what players do off the pitch as long as it doesn't affect them on the pitch. That's where I'm at with it. And that's my overall thoughts with it. And of course, the reason why it's the title, because I knew people was going to ask about it. So it's like, all right, let's get to it. Because even in the chat, I'm seeing some of you lot here as well. Big up to all the OKC fans as well, switching sports. Big up. And to Dominique, who says YouTubers and media have ran with this Garnacho thing too much. They haven't ran with it too much. It's the topic of conversation. Manchester United are a huge football club. One of the biggest in the world. I don't think they've ran with it too much. They're going to, if I didn't title it this, I was going to get asked about it. I was on back again, I got asked about it. If I was on here, I'm going to get asked about it. If I do the fan calling show later, I'm going to get asked about it. I'm doing the watch along for the 8 p.m. Club World Cup game, I'm going to get asked about it. I'm doing the show with Beijing Reds TV, the United Liverpool show, I'm going to get asked about it. We're doing the Mandem United pod tomorrow, I'm going to get asked about it. I'm doing the United City show with Veta tomorrow, going to get asked about it. So, we're going to get to it. And yeah, Kilo, that's it. Exactly, flawless. I don't care. I don't rate him. And that's where I'm at with it. That's why I'm not fussed. Anything to, like I said, accelerate his move away. And I'm all for it. And just as stand culture has really killed the sport, footballers don't really care about football clubs like that unless they realize they're loved or want something at the club most of the time. And bear in mind, after he scored that goal, and he said he didn't want to celebrate because he didn't feel loved by the fans. When people show you who they are, believe them. That is it. That's a lesson. That's not just been supporting teams at your football club, life people. Like, he's showing us what he thinks of us. And that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I'm sure you lot have questions. So yeah, any questions on it, feel free to get in. But yeah, your thoughts, King.
Yes, it's similar to you. Like, to be honest, I couldn't give a shit about this news. Like, we got that show. Like, bro, I've seen who this guy is. You know what I'm saying? This is the same guy that said he's the most skillful player at the club. You know, this is the same guy, like you said. This is the same guy that said, we had a shit season, yeah, because you went 20 goals, 20 games without a goal, mate. You know, and I also said it last week, and I said it in previous weeks. When he scored that goal against Leicester City, he said, I did not want to celebrate because I felt like the fans were against me. Yeah, of course. Of course, some of the fans were against you because, yet again, you went 20 games without a goal. So, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, fans are going to be against you, bro. Like this guy, like you said, this guy said that, why didn't I play in the final? Why didn't I play in the final? Why I only got 20 minutes in the final, bro? We just lost the final, bro. And you're on about we just lost the final, and you're going on about on about you didn't start the game when we just lost the final, bro. Like, bro, you've been shit for majority of the season, bro. And like all of these Garnacho fans have made themselves look stupid now, because I remember his debut against Fulham away. People was talking about, let's give Garnacho the number 7 shirt. I remember all of them, bro. You get it, bro. I remember these fans. What was saying this? They were saying after when he came off the bench against Fulham, when he scored that goal to make it 2-1, people were saying give him the number 7 shirt. He's Viva Garnacho. People were saying that he scored like one of the best goals against Everton. People were gassing this guy up, and the amount of and people were saying to me, when he scored against Leicester in the cup, he's a game changer, this and that. This guy's never been a game changer. Man were acting like he were Chicharito or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the bench. You get it, he's scoring in every game from the bench. No, Garnacho was not doing that, bro. Like, let's just stop it right there. And this is the thing. People like me who have called him out constantly since he come into the club. Obviously flawless. Obviously rants. Like people what have called him out for his attitude, and his performances have been well deserved, bro. And 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 obviously, like, and the reason why I call him out from the start and that, because I don't care about you have to give him time, he's young. No, if you're old enough, bro, you're good enough, bro. If you're old enough, you're good enough. And the thing is, even from the start, when he first came in, I said, yes, he's direct, but he does not have the technical fundamentals. He does not have the basics of technical ability, and he does not have the physical basics to play for Manchester United. And I don't need to see five or 10 games of that. You can tell by people. This is what people don't understand. You can watch one game or watch 2 games of football and see it, and see if a player's got ability. You don't need to watch like so many games. You can tell by 1 or 2 or 3 games that a player's got some type of ability. You get what I'm trying to say. You can tell that, because when you have technical ability, that doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? That does not go away. That's something that sticks with you. Pause and that. You get it. So yeah, man, just get this guy gone. You know what I'm saying. This guy's has been way too big up his boots and that, fam. You get it. Like, we just need to get this guy out. Same with Rashford as well. But but we all knew what we all know what Garnacho was planning with that shirt. We all know what he was doing, bro. 100%. Amram told him to get out the club, bro. We all know what I'm saying. We all know what he is trying to do. This guy's been doing this, bro. So that's why I'm not. This is why I'm not crashing out or getting mad, because I've seen it. It's like, for example, it's like seeing one of your bedroom. It's like seeing one of your bedrooms, and you thought that you were cool with your bedroom, but then your bedroom does something to you or does something close to you, and they show you what they really are. It's same with if you're in a relationship with a girl, because I've seen people, what I'm saying, like is like a girl telling you that she loves you, but by her action she does not love her. Does not love you. So you know what I'm saying. So so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying. But we just need to get this guy out, innit? So yeah, like, United, just don't haggle over the price. If it's 40 million, 50 million, I don't care. Get this guy gone. A pure profit off the books. Any money is good money for Garnacho. So just get him gone.
What are you saying, Sheik? You good, fam? Yo,
Big up Sheik.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah. Can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big up to you guys. Shout out to King, shout out to Falls. Thank you for letting me on. I'm doing good. Obviously shout out to OKC for winning, the chip yesterday, all that type of stuff. But yeah, regarding like this like whole Garnacho thing, I mean, I echo every single thing that King has said. I'm at this point, bro. It's like, if a stupid person comes out and does something stupid, is it breaking news at this point? Like, is it breaking news? Like, is it anything to really be like? I know some people are, having an absolute meltdown and stuff, but I mean, we've told you guys on this channel so many times about the character, about the personality of some of these players. Like, we've just lost 15th I mean, we've just become, we just finished 15th in the league. We just lost a European final. And this is how some of our players are acting. Like Garnacho obviously doing the whole Rashford shirt thing. I mean, I could sit here and be mad about it, but I know how this guy is. And I know like the mentality of some of these players at this club. And there's a lot of other things going on as well. It's like certain players at our club that I've rated before, certain players at our club don't want to, go revive their career, don't want to cut down on salary and move to a different team and just be gone away from this so-called toxic environment that everyone likes to call. And it is, right? All those type of things. Like Jadon Sancho, I've been hearing that he doesn't want to go to Napoli because he doesn't want to get less money. And Rashford, like sitting in every single interview, like basically just giving himself to Barcelona. Like, bro, if they don't want you, they don't want you. It's not like you sitting there saying, oh, well, I think Yamal is the best player in the world. Oh, well, I talked to Thierry Henry and I think I should be playing as a number 9. By the way, this is the same guy who, under Oli, told him that I wanted to play as a left winger, which is why we ended up getting Cavani in that one season so that he could accommodate him on that left wing. And just stuff like this, like, it's just hella flip-flop from a lot of these people. But again, the big thing is that we've just finished 15th. We've just lost in a European final, and these are what our players are doing. And I can't believe that some people in our fan base actually sit there and defend them, talking about, well, they've been treated wrong or this and that, or look at like their look at their time at Man United. It hasn't been the best. Like, look at the overall team. No, let's actually break down them instead of always bringing up this topic of look at the overall team, all of that type of stuff. This guy hasn't been good enough this season. Like, if we really get into the stats of Garnacho this season, it hasn't been good enough at all. And maybe it'll come down to a thing where I keep saying this about Sancho now too, like maybe this league is just not meant for him. And maybe you can go somewhere else and, you can go and, become a better player and all of these type of things. Like, Sancho still has talent, and I think he can go to a different league and do well and all of these type of things. I don't really technically feel the same about like I could care less what Garnacho does. We need to get him gone though. And I think more of the emphasis needs to be on stuff like this. What he did yesterday is, if anything, more ammo for the club to now react. Like, this guy is going out and basically disrespecting you at this point. Manager too. Like, manager, you are the one who came out after the Europa League final, after Garnacho's comments, and said that, allegedly, that we've heard that he needs to go and find a new club. All right, like, I mean, if this is a way for him to try to find a good club, why can't we do our job as, a board and all these, transfer specialists and all that type of stuff to go and find him that club? It's not like clubs haven't been linked for him. Like, we've been hearing about links for this player for the longest time. So go and get this done. Like, I don't know what we're waiting for. Again, it's just, I know we don't really have a lot of transfer news to talk about because, bro, there's been nothing. I feel like I've been on vacation for like the past like couple of weeks because we heard about, and Mbuemo's really the only still one player that we've had concrete links with that we haven't heard anything about. And then player sales is another thing that was just non-existent at this moment. Like, genuinely non-existent. I don't hear nothing about players getting sold. I heard Onana was being offloaded. He got benched in the game. He wasn't even in the squad in the game against Villa. And now all of a sudden, like, we don't hear nothing about him. And I get it. Like, we're about to approach July. Someone put it in the chat that we're about to start preseason very, very soon. So
preseason training,
preseason training, all of that. So, just look at our squad in general. Our squad ain't ready for the so-called give Amorim a preseason. Like, it's the same squad. Bar Cunha. So everyone who was saying like, oh, give Amorim a preseason, the club needs to, sell all these players. Well, we haven't done anything of it. And I think our energy should be more on those type of things because we know this guy's an idiot. We know Garnacho's an idiot. I don't like the more does not really need to be said about this guy. Like, genuinely, because we know his mentality, we know all these type of things. Are people really surprised? Like, him and his bro were like leaking lineups throughout the season. One day he's liking tweets about, I remember because I seen a tweet like literally earlier today. I seen a tweet of just all things that he's basically done, right? Like, there was a tweet about, coaching staff or there was like an Instagram post about coaching staff or tweet about coaching staff midway through the season. He liked it. There was a tweet about someone disrespecting Lisandro Martinez. He liked that tweet. It's just all these type of things. Like he's been doing these like subliminals throughout the season, and he doesn't want to be here, and it's fine. Get him gone. Cool. Chapter closed. Alejandro Garnacho, chapter closed. If people think that he could have worked out here, if people think he couldn't have worked out here, cool. It just we need to get this chapter closed and we need to move on. I just hate the fact that we're not moving like a club who finished 15th. We're sitting back with our feet up, like for this preseason so far, for this summer break so far. We're acting like we haven't been through the depths of hell this season. Like we didn't see Garnacho go 20 games without a goal. Like this is how some people are acting like, and it's a little bit towards like some of the match going fans too, and I have to call them out. At the last game of the season, they're sitting there singing "Viva Garnacho" for him and clapping for him. Like it's stuff like this, and it's like I just don't understand what's more important. We always come on this channel as United fans, and we keep emphasizing this again and again. I don't care who it is. I don't care what player it is. No one is bigger than the club. This is something that will always be there. And then second of all, whatever we say is always for the betterment of our club, for the success of our club. That's all we want. We just want the success for our football club. It's not like we've been, challenging for a couple of years and we've just missed out on the league. It's none of those type of things. We're in the depths of hell. We finished 15th. We've been regressing for the past 2 seasons. This squad that was built by Eric Ten Hag before Ruben Amorim got here is an absolute nothing but a failure. And all we're saying is we need to get this squad gone. Just need to get this squad gone. Hey, big up to you, Jazz. I hope you guys can give me a ring as well, because I was, a big part of like the OKC like fandom and all of that. But congratulations to you as well, my bro. But yeah, like I'm like honestly flawless. Like I don't even want to like speak too much about this Garnacho guy because I know how this guy is, bro. I genuinely just know the mentality of some of these people at our club, and they need to
reason why
this mentality stinks, bro.
Is because I know we was gonna get asked about it, so it's like,
of course, but like, of course, like
INEOS can't make the same mistake again, bro.
The fact that he's in the situation to even do it is crazy. Like the fact that he played season games,
but it's not the first time he's done this though. Like I even remember just now. I think it was against Brighton, the second game of the season, and he scored an offside goal, and I remember we lost that game 2-1. And he posted, I think on Twitter, I saw it. He posted on Twitter his freaking offside goal against Brighton, bro. It's like, brother, we lost the game, bro. It's like, why are you posting up offside goals and that, bro, on Twitter? And INEOS need to just force all of these players out. Garnacho, Onana, you know what I'm saying? A whole heap of play. They just need to force these men out, because I don't want a similar situation again. What happened in January? Because we were supposed to get rid of him in January. Did not happen. Yeah, and I don't want the same situation with Bruno Fernandes, where we should have forced Bruno Fernandes out earlier before he made a freaking decision. So INEOS should do what they got to do.
King, they're just so hell bent on getting like we're all at a stage where we're not financialists, we're not accountants and all that type of stuff, and money is a big thing that always is a topic when it comes to sales of players and stuff like that. Oh, we want to get our money back. Oh, we think he's worth this much. All of that. Again, I can't emphasize this further enough. We finished 15th. This is the last thing we should be thinking about how much money we can get from these players. Like they're so hell bent on this 50 to 60 million valuation of Garnacho that it's like anybody who doesn't put near a 50 to 60 million bid, they don't even want to look at it. And I'm past that period. Like, I don't care. Go and sell 3 players in our squad for 20 million. I don't care at this point. We'll get that 60 million through that. The most important thing is that we just need to get them gone, bro. Because again, it's high time now. Like, these guys have been earning an absolute living at our club while playing below average. You know how crazy that is? They've been sitting here enjoying their time at Manchester United Football Club while our club has been suffering week in, week out for years. Our club has been suffering, and these guys have been being paid their wages. We have one guy who doesn't want to leave because he doesn't want to cut his salary. And then we have one guy who doesn't want to go to Saudi to get life-changing money. Like this is the two parallels that we have. One guy doesn't want to leave because he's on insane money right now at United, and he doesn't want to cut his wages. And then we have another like motherfucker who doesn't want to go to Al Hilal to see life-changing money. Like this is just what we have at our club currently at this moment.
Take the power away. That's what I really
man, just take the power away.
Take power away, man.
Big up to Gamer TV says United are hoping to make around 100 million for the sales of Alejandro Garnacho and Rashford. That's from Chad Dunker. How true that is, I don't know. I don't know how reliable that source is from Chad Dunker, but I've been stating this about the players. Sell them. These players, how are we trying to sell an underperforming product? Make this thing about, we need to get big money. Any money for this lot is good money.
It's good money.
Yeah.
Any money we get, 20 million, 30 million for Rashford, for Garnacho, for Højlund, for Anthony, for Sancho, for Onana. I'll throw Mount in there. I'll throw Shaw in there, even though I don't think these two will leave. Any money we get for these lot is fantastic money, people. You know why? Because they're underperforming players who have been awful, some of them for a number of years. Nowhere else does this work. People talking about getting big money for them. Why? Just get good money for them.
To get good money,
This lot. Garnacho is dreadful. So therefore, if we get 30 million for him, phenomenal. And you get his wages off the books, even though he's not on big money. Same with Rashford, who is on big money. Same with Sancho, who is on big money. Same with Anthony, who's also on big money. Onana, not as much, but it's still great money because these players are dreadful. We've watched them. I don't understand it. And the club seemed to echo it as well. And where was it? Let me get to it in the chat. Because 1 second. I'm not ignoring you lot in the chat, by the way. But yeah, to Miles Johnson, who says more outrage over a picture than us finishing 15th and not winning back-to-back. And he put back and back in capital letters games the whole season. Our fan base has completely lost it. That's why the board, I say this all the time, got to ignore the fan base, including myself. Don't pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to Sheik. Don't pay attention to King. Don't pay attention to the other content creators. Don't pay attention to fans in the stadium. Don't pay attention to what's going on in the social media world on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook or whatever platform. Don't pay attention to the mainstream media, any reporters, any ex-players who are on TV, etc., etc. Do your job. You are paid very, very well to do an extremely tough job. This is why you are a thousand there. This is why some of you lot are billionaires. That goes from Ratcliffe to everybody in the hierarchy, from Barada, from the CEO, COO, technical director, director of football, head scout, head of recruitment, head physio, all of this.
Wilcox, Revel, all of them.
That's why with the fans, don't pay no attention to fans. We are not the hired experts. You know who the hired experts are? You're the hired
people that get paid.
And you know what's so funny for us?
It's just like issue. Go on.
These same people who are having outrage over, Garnacho, this crazy outrage, because I get it. I know some people are going to get mad about it. A lot of people are in their feelings most of the time, and I get it because, of the season and stuff that we had and what they think of the player, all of that type of stuff. Our fan base is like that. It's not even just Garnacho. Our Paul Pogba could have done one misplaced pass when he was here, and everyone would be on some sort of outrage. How is he in the team? How is he being paid so much? How 80 million transfer and he's playing there's just outrage. It just happens all the time, right? These same people who are crying over Garnacho in a Villa shirt right now like crazy were the same people who asked for a structure. Now you got your structure. Call out this structure. Call out these people that you wanted, so-called. I remember this was a big conversation. Let us get some sort of structure in our club. We have no sporting director. We have no this. We have no that. We have nobody who's taking care of footballing operations, all of this. I remember all of this was a big, big thing before INEOS stepped in. And then now that you've got your structure, you're sitting there and acting like that was never a conversation. We are the ones who've been calling these people out from time. Since the moment that they stepped in, we said we don't trust them. And they've been continuing to prove us right and right. Every single week, they continue to prove us right. I get it. Some of our transfers that they've made, credit to them. The transfers that we made at the start of this season, De Ligt, Mazraoui, all of these guys, Euro, they've been our better players. Bar maybe Ugarte, the rest of them have been our better players. So credit to them for that. Credit to them for getting Cunha, because I didn't think we would get Cunha, especially after losing a Europa League final. Credit to them for, I don't know if they get Mbeumo over the line, but it looks like they probably will now get Mbeumo over the line. And it's maybe, just a matter of time or this and that. So credit to them for that. But then although you can't sit here and just give them credit for players that they're bringing in when we still have so many other problems at our club, and they're sitting here and they're acting like their feet are up. They're in, I don't know what they do in these meetings, bro. When they wake up and they go to the office, are they sitting there and drinking coffee and donuts? Is that what the shit's going?
Playing Connect 4, fam.
Yeah, bro, playing Connect 4, eating
Connect 4, playing Monopoly.
Omar Brada, how was your weekend, fam? This is not a time
on Tinder. Them man are playing pro clubs, man.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a time. This is not a time for us to be doing that. Like, I'm sorry, respectfully, Wilcox, if you're asking about Omar Barada's day, bro, fuck Omar Barada's day at this point. How about our day? How about Manchester United's day? How about you worry about, like,
you know what should be top of the list on his day? Hey, doing your word to pop.
Doing your job. Word to Roy Keane. Word to Roy Keane. Do your job.
Do your job. Word to Roy Keane, but word to Pops from Friday. The day of the word of the day is J-O-B.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
J-O-B. You know what you lot need to do? Do your J-O-B. For those that have seen Friday will know exactly what I'm talking about. That's the word of the day, and it should be the word of every day. J-O-B. Are you doing your J-O-B? And that's across the board. Because I just feel like there's no adults in the room.
Bro, seriously. No. Like, what are they actually talking about? When you had, like, again, this goes back to, bro, there's been so many red flags. Think about it, Flawless. That 10-hour meeting that they had for Ten Hag, what the fuck were you guys doing in that meeting? Asking about how your day's been. Are you talking about past life stories? Like, oh, I did this in the summer. Oh, I plan on doing this in the summer. Like, what is going on? You guys are paid millions to simply just do your job. Our house has been burning, bro. Like, we've been an absolute abysmal of a club, of an organization for the past 2 years. We've regressed on different levels. I, with my 2 eyes, have never seen this in my life. Us finishing 15. I know there are United fans who've seen us get relegated. I know there are United fans early on in the days who've seen it be a lot worse, this and that. I, with my 2 eyes, have never seen our club, especially after all the success that we've had, finish 15th in a season and you lose a Europa League final. And then after that, we're acting like everything is okay. Like, these people were brought in for a reason. And this same fan base called out this club, the Glazers, all of that, for getting some sort of, structure in this club. And now that the structure is here, you men are just acting like everything is okay. We've been calling it out. The structure ain't structuring. I don't know what they've been doing.
Man. Yeah, the recruitment is only one aspect. Like I said before, the signing players is only one aspect of your job. Like, there's multiple of things, bro.
Yeah, it's like, half of the job, and I don't know what they're doing, bro. They're eating donuts and, like,
bro. I asked you to build me a house. All right, you put the bricks down. Hey, where the windows, man? Where's my roof? I'm saying, can you put a roof on my house?
Bro, like, the house has been burning. The roof has been burning. These men are more worried about fixing, like, the water. Like, that's what you want to fix. Like,
them men have been in the stadiums, Flawless. These men have been in the stadiums and watched Garnacho not pass the ball to Dogu, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, that says it all, fam.
Like, perfect comment from Jets. If this was the Glazers, you would not hear the end of it. You would not hear the end of it. Glazer out, Glazer out, Glazer out. Glazers are like this. What can we do because Glazers are like this? Keep the same energy, bro, towards these people too, because it's not good enough. Like, it simply isn't good enough. We are watching our rivals. You've just seen. This kills me as a United fan. We've seen our rivals, Liverpool, just match us for league titles. And what are we doing? Doing nothing about it. I'm not even saying that go out and challenge for the league. Go out and, compete, because we're not in a situation for us to do that. But Liverpool are signing players like Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes, replacing players. They got rid of Trent. Trent left, and then they've gotten a replacement right away. They've got Wirtz into the club right away. I'm hearing Darwin Núñez is about to get a green light to go to Napoli. And they will get a striker. Bring some sort of striker in. And then we have Man City, who are going out there and making deals like Cherki, Reinders, Nuri. Nuri, by the way, Nuri was someone that we could have gotten ourselves. That we were been talking about on this channel and on different channels all the time. And we've been saying, like, yo, what are we doing with these type of deals? And look how swift did they move. I mean, what did they have to do to get Cherki? Cherki's not a 30 to 40 million pound player. Like, he's more than that. But what did they do? They got some sort of agreement with the club, all because they went out there and actually spoke to the club. I was watching Saeed's stream yesterday, Flawless, and you made a very, very good point. Like, right now in this situation, if you look at it from the outside, we probably are not going to get someone like Osimhen because of his wages and all of that type of stuff. How about you just go and talk to the club and actually inquire about this deal? Or be like, okay, if it turns out that there is a situation where he does want high wages, then okay, you actually went and spoke to him. Try to at least cut some sort of agreement. Find out what's going on.
It's like you out of the rave, or you might just be walking around wherever. You know what I'm saying? And you see a fire thing, are you not going to approach her because she's fire?
Bro, or like she's making hella assumptions.
Shoot your shot, man.
Yeah, that like someone told, oh yeah, by the way, Flawless, like that girl that you're thinking about, like, you know, going and talking to, yeah, she just like rolled her eyes over. So I don't think you should go and talk to her. What? Yeah, you should still go try. If you get rejected, you get rejected. I don't want to chat to you. Yeah, well, cool. Move on to the next.
But we should have multiple people working on transfers, bro. We should have multiple people working on.
What's the word of the day, man?
Bro, we was linked. I remember, we was linked with Naipan. I think it was in the summer or January, and now Naipan's going to Man City, bro. So Man City are gonna get
a new paying guy.
Yeah, that Norwegian kid, like Man City. I think Man City. I think he's going to Man City, so they've got him, and Nori, Cherki, and Reinders have already got 4 players in. John Duran is unknown in Saudi, bro. Why do not go and try and go in for John Duran, bro? You get it? Like Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is available for 25 mil. Why aren't we? Why is Al Hilal? Why is Al Hilal the only club in for Theo Hernandez? Why aren't Manchester United in that? I think he's only available for 25 mil. Go and get him. You get it?
Funny,
like deals to do.
Al Hilal Theo Hernandez himself has rejected that move to Al Hilal for weeks. He's just been rejecting them nonstop. Every single time they come in with the offer, he's been rejecting them. But now it looks like they've actually come to some sort of agreement. Why? Because they just kept persisting. That's all I'm basically saying, is do your job, man. And then we have this guy, Omar Barada. Oh my God, bro. He's coming out and talking about 2028. 2028, I can see us winning the league title. This is like me saying I haven't gotten a trim for like 2 or 3 years, but in the next 2 or 3 years, I can see myself bagging Margot Robbie. Just randomly. I can see myself bagging Margot Robbie. I haven't even taken care of myself.
Margot Robbie, that's our brotherhood over. You know
bro, it's just like, I know I wouldn't do that to you, Floss. I wouldn't. Yeah. But it's like,
go and do it. I understand.
No, but it's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying, though. This is the example that I'm trying to make, is like, based off of what right now at this moment can you say by 2028 that we're going to be competing and winning league titles? 2028 is not that far away, people. Like, we're in the 6th month of this year. So we're basically 6 more months to get to be 2 years away from that outlandish claim that person made, right? Like those type of things. So what is it that you're doing right now as your club currently where you can suggest that by 2028 we're going to win a league title? A whole amount of waffle, bro. Like these are all things that people say to kind of shut the fan base up and to be like they're actually doing their job. Like,
the process of that.
Hey, bro, this is serious business. I would relegate Manchester United to get with Margot Robbie. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? I thought I was in the conference league. What the fuck? Like,
trusting the process and that, innit? That's what all the Baradas do. Trusting the process.
I would relegate us to the heartbeat. You know what I'm
saying? Bro, I have more faith in Flawless bagging Margot Robbie than us winning a league title in 2028. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And both the chances of those two things happening to people is impossible to impossible. So,
but I still think that Flawless could bag Margot Robbie before we end up winning a league title by 2028. This is what I'm saying. Is how I don't have no faith in this club anymore, bro. And then these are the people that we're supposed to trust our club with. And exactly, see, like people in the chat are saying it too. I mean, Flawless bagging Robbie is more likely. Exactly. It is more likely. Because what are we doing currently right now at this club? Nothing, bro. And then we have all this waffle that we hear every single time. It's so much waffle that I think they're not even eating donuts. They're eating waffles.
Yo, waffles for breakfast in the
Bro,
boardroom.
waffles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for these fam. Like, literally, bro. That's just what they eat.
It is.
Like,
it's
I
like,
just don't get it, bro.
Now, man. Fix the club. Now talking about 2028. And yes, Keke Letso, big up my G. I hope you're blessed. Says, laughing my ass off, flawless, risking it all for the premium. You know what I'm saying? That is that premium. You know what I'm saying? Pure snow, 100%.
Yeah, man are talking about 2028 and top 6, bro. Why don't you do your job first, bro? Get the players in, bro, before you can start talking about top 6 and that.
How about we fuck 2028? How about let's think about 2025? Let's start from there.
Yeah. Them men are talking about top 6.
Yes.
Them men are talking about top 6. These men are talking about
2025.
Yeah. These men are talking about top 6, bro. These men are talking about top 6. Cunha's the only signing so far that we bring in. There's no way Cunha alone is going to get Man United to top 6, whatever you are targeting. No chance, bro.
No chance in hell. Like Vince McMahon settings, no chance, bro. Like no chance at all.
Facts. So, Jed's comment who says, and I don't know if you saw my message earlier, but I wanted to ask you, don't you think United fans should put their anger towards INEOS for not moving these guys on at reasonable prices? They should even do more. I think slowly but sure, I do agree with you, Jed, and I think slowly but surely people are looking at INEOS more. I've seen more content creators talking about it. I've seen more people in comment sections talking about it. I see more people on social media talking about it, even though this was going to happen. Like, I ain't the smartest. I figured this shit out. I go back, Jez, you was there. Go back and look at when they was like odds on to become Manchester United owners and what I said and how this wasn't going to work and this was going to happen. Because they're not good owners. No, numero, they're willing to work with the Glazers. You're willing to work with the people who have us in this dreadful situation and all this shows. This is the easiest thing in the world is to sell these players. It's not tough. Because there's people genuinely interested in this lot. The problems arise is that
and he left. So many
the problems arises with the problems arise when it comes to like the Sancho situation. What I've been saying over the past few days, you know what I've said? What is so easy because he wants his wages. Bear in mind, Jadon Sancho is looking out for Jadon Sancho. Do I personally agree with it? No. You're good enough to go and play football elsewhere, but I'm not going to get between a man and his money. That's his decision. If he wants his money, cool. We got 5 million from Chelsea. Use some of that 5 million to pay him off. So whatever, let's say he goes Napoli, for example. Whatever Napoli offer, you then make up the difference with that 5 million you just got from Chelsea. And then you're getting 25 million on top of that or whatever the transfer fee is. Or on the flip side, we have a player, as I keep stating, that is unhappy here that we want to get rid of. So Manchester United have a player who they want to get rid of and he doesn't want to be here. Napoli have a player that they don't want, that doesn't want to be there and they want to get rid of. And guess what? We're interested in their unhappy player. They're interested in our unhappy player. Sit down and just try and negotiate something. Go to the table and find out. Same with Osimhen's wages, people. Same exact thing. Osimhen wants big money. I don't think he's worth 300k a week. I think that's too much. And he's my number one choice. I've said this. He's the striker I want. However, sit down with him and see. Because his options limited. You know what I'm saying? His options supremely limited. He's Ryan on a night out or on Twitter. Limited options. Extremely limited, people. Supremely limited. So therefore, go and sit down because we're one of the few clubs who can actually offer him big money. I keep stating this. Negotiate. But it's kind of like the people in charge can't solve any problems. Anytime there's any form of obstacle, whether it's buying a player, whether it's selling a player, as soon as we encounter a problem, they can't get around it. If it's not like Cunha was straightforward. You know why Cunha was straightforward? Because he had a release clause. He wanted to be here. He probably, let's say he's on 150k a week. That's an easy job to do. King, Sheik, or myself could have done that deal. All right. So Cunha wants to be here. He wants X amount for X amount of years. Cool. The release clause is this. Give Wolves the money, give Cunha what he wants. And everybody leaves. But now when there's obstacles like with the Osherman deal, for example, now all of a sudden you man don't want to sit down. You don't want to sit down and try and go. Same with Sancho, which I've been saying the obvious thing. Sancho wants his money. Therefore, if you want to get rid of him that bad, pay him off. I don't understand why this thing is so difficult. But here we are. Yeah, Flawless, I remember you said anyone willing to get in bed with the Glazers is a massive red. Of course, because Ratcliffe spoke in depth many, many times about the state of Manchester United and how far we are away. And he's right when he says these things. But he said everything he said about United, 110% spot on, absolutely. We're in a dreadful state, on the pitch, off the pitch. Who has been a massive contributing factor to Manchester United being awful on the pitch and off the pitch? The Glazers. And then you go do a deal with them. So you took over a company. The company has been performing shockingly. It's been performing abysmally for, well, in an absolute abysmal fashion for the past decade. You go and take over said company, but keep the people who are overseeing it. Make that make sense.
Yeah, because he said in the interview, I remember him saying in the interview, I think it was the last 7 years, he said that we've lost a lot of money basically in the last 7. That's what he said in the interview. That's one of the things I remember him saying in the interview. But it's like, yes, you've done decent in terms of recruitment. That's the only real difference. Because obviously the Glazers, they couldn't recruit for shit. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't recruit for shit. But that's the only difference. But it's like you decided to give Ten Hag a chance in the summer, to give Ten Hag a chance in the summer when you very well know that we finished 8th. You know, that was one of our worst seasons, bro. And then you appoint and then you choose to appoint Amorim in mid-season when Amorim, you know what I'm saying, when he's the type of manager that wants specific players, whether that's right or wrong, that's what he wants. So like I said, recruitment is one aspect of football, but the managerial options that you've gone for have been a shambles. You were trying to get Tuchel. You didn't get to, you know what I'm saying. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Everything else that you've done apart from recruitment, INEOS, simply hasn't been good enough. You man had the chance to get rid of one of our best players that our fan base say, Bruno Fernandes, and you fumbled the bag. It's
been fumble after fumble after fumble, and it's been fumbles not even on difficult situations. It's been on easy situations. It's easy decisions that you man have been messing up. Like selling Garnacho is easy. Selling Bruno is easy. Even people who are fans of these players, even in particular, Bruno was like, we don't want to see him go, but we'd understand why he'd leave at the age he is and the money and what we need. Even Bruno fans were like, yeah, we kind of get it after the season yet. And you left it in his hands. And Takeke Letso, who says the United fans still believe the whole we control football operation things. Most of INEOS' moves have been non-football related. Well, the Glazers were never involved really with the footballing decisions. That was more Woodward. Like, of course, they'd be involved, but they weren't pointing to managers and players. There's no way Avram Glazer and the rest of them absolute crooks was like, oh, go bring me this manager. No, they left it in. They paid freaking Woodward to do that, and we see what happened there.
Yeah, and he's useless. And we all know that guy is useless anyway. But like, that's the only difference. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Like INEOS might be 10% better than the Glazers, but that's still not good enough. 10% being better than the Glazers is not good enough. Flawless. You get me? It's like bringing in a striker. Oh, let's just bring any striker because he improves on Rasmus Højlund. It's like bringing in a striker what is 5% better than Højlund. Yes, he's 5% better than Højlund, but he's still not good enough. You get you get what I'm trying to say, Flawless. So like being 10% better than the Glazers isn't like hard. You get me? It isn't. It is simple and not difficult. So yeah,
I seen like a tweet just now too. Like apparently, like United have here. I think I could post it in the chat real quick too.
Yeah, go.
According to Samuel Luckhurst, Manchester United have cut their like scouting department to 10 scouts down from over 100. Okay, all right.
Good.
Can
you
we
know
do
what? That's good. I'm happy about
but then
it.
also at the same time, why don't you keep the same energy for the players?
For the
cut
players,
down our squad too. That's what I'm saying. Like, cut down our squad too, bro. Like, come on. It's not like we're like the scouts and all that type of stuff. I get it. It's cool. Like, they're saying they want Christopher Vivell to manage the smaller network after past transfer market failures. Cool. You're trying to make that change. Fine, I get it. Cut down the squad too, because that's also something that we need to do. Like, it's just stuff like this, man. I don't get it. We're hearing about, like, you know, new stadiums and this and that. And I'm gonna tell you guys a harsh truth, bro. If we continue like this as a club, like that new stadium talk and all of that type of stuff, it ain't going anywhere. It's not going to have any sort of importance at all. You're probably going to still cut losses later on when we move on to that new stadium. I know we're always going to be a gigantic club where there's always going to be fans from all over the world who are going to support Manchester United like us. I sit in California, and I've been supporting Manchester United my whole life. I've been to Old Trafford once, and I love the club so much. But it's like these things, like we need to actually move as a club, because the next couple of years we've now handed off all these responsibilities to INEOS. So our next couple of years depend on these people massively. And we're sitting here and we're hearing things about by 2028 we're going to win a league title. All right, man.
It's not just the scouts, it's not just the scouts that they've sacked the dinner lady, they've sacked a whole heap of people. But it's like, but it's like, come on, bro. You could have sacked you couldn't sack Ten Hag. You couldn't sack Ten Hag at the start of the season. You couldn't sack Ten Hag.
Down the wrong things. Cut down the squad.
You made a bad boy point there. All these cuts, but you don't want to cut down the squad.
For real.
Man, a quick to make on, and I'm all for the cuts. That's another thing they've done well, because we have too many staff and we've been underperforming, so everybody got to be let go. However, why are we just unwilling to cut the squad? Trim down the goddamn squad, people. Trim down the squad before we continue, though. Big up everyone tapped in. Still over 100 people in the building. Continue to run up the likes. We're at 56 likes, people. Get us up to 80 likes, people. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. When you're ready to say your sarcasm, pay the tax. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik's channel, people. Road to 1K from my brother Sheik. The link's in the title. Sheik TV. SHIK TV.
Come on, people.
SHIK TV. That's Sheik TV. And follow my new Twitter as well, people, because the old one got bagged. Yes, it's flawless. See it right there on the screen, people. Follow my new Twitter. I don't know, road to whatever, however many followers, but yes, follow the new Twitter. Yes, it's flawless. And make sure you follow me on Instagram as well, all platforms, people. Because the bigger the platform gets, the more the brand grows. And then the more the brand grows, the bigger rooms I'm in. And then the bigger rooms I'm in with more famous people, Margot Robbie might be there, innit? And you already know I'm here. So, 100%. I'm going out there. It's going over the bar, I'm going to shoot. 100%.
Hey, man, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Shots you don't take, I'm going to be out there like, you know what I'm saying? That. Checking up freeze off one leg and that. Yeah. Checking up.
Shay's mid-range. You know, Shay's mid-range.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Shay's mid-range.
100%. Run up the likes as well.
Man, this club's got all their I agree with Flawless, and I agree with that comment. Like, first of all, I just want to speak a little bit more about that. Why the fuck do we have 100 scouts? And then those 100 scouts were scouting people like Højlund and Anthony and like all these Onana. We had 100 scouts doing that. Is that why do we have 100 scouts? Why did we have 100 scouts? It don't take 100 scouts. It only takes two or three to make a stupid decision like that.
I'll say this, Sarcasm CEC. Sorry to cut you off there, Sheik. Sarcasm CEC, we got better scouts. With Jez, Kaneki, and Steve, we got better scouting network.
Literally. 100%. I keep saying this all the time. Let Jez get a... Bro, I keep saying this. Let Jez, Kaneki, and Steve get a fucking Man United transfer window. Let them get one.
Let them get one,
I would pay money for them to get one. I would. I'd feel safe. I'd be like, you know what? I've seen their football manager saves. They know what they're doing. They know. They know what they're doing.
If I said to them, hey, I need a profile of a centre back, left wing centre back by next week, these men would have a list of names between them.
Bro, like they'll have like 50 names for you. 50 names.
Yeah, they would.
And but we need 100 scouts at our club. Like we needed 100 scouts. It's mad, bro. All our priorities are all fucked up. Like, genuinely, all the priorities at this club are fucked up, bro. We're thinking about the wrong things. Not saying that this is a bad decision. It's a good decision that you cut down all those things. It's probably a bunch of part-timers who weren't even showing up to work and we're just getting a wage. Like, it probably was that, because think about it, it's 100 people. I don't even know if that's like entirely true, but it's a lot of people. So a bunch of part-timers who were just showing up and probably not, like, doing their like even bare minimum job, and we're just getting paid like insane amount of money. Okay, you cut that down to like 10 or whatever, but keep the same energy for other things in the squad too, bro. Why can't you cut down the squad? Why can't you cut down the squad? Let's start from there. Like, it actually genuinely pisses me off so much, bro. We're thinking about all these wrong fucking things where our club is just dying every single day. Genuinely, it's the truth. Our club has been dying, bro, for the past 2 years. Losses after losses after losses after losses. I know we'll always have money, this and that, but like, I feel for the guy who's invested into Manchester United stocks or anything for the past 2 years, because he's probably just getting losses after losses. No Champions League football. We're probably not going to see I don't know when's the next time I'm going to hear that music. Genuinely. And we're talking about 2028. We're going to win the league. Brother, at this point, we ain't going to get into the Champions League by 2028. If I'm being completely honest.
We about to find out. And big up to Sai for dropping this information about Sancho. So this is breaking. Well, this is breaking earlier. Jadon Sancho has informed Manchester United that for any permanent or loan move to happen, the club must cover his wages. That's from Graham Bailey. And Graham Bailey on Twitter, TBR Football. I'm not sure how reliable the source is. Then my thoughts on it. I've been saying this because reports before today was talking about Sancho. It's a money thing. He's not like Anthony, where the report says he wants to cut his wages. Cool. If I was Sancho, would I cut my wages? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would not. If I'm on 250k a week, why am I going down to 200k a week? Why am I going down to 150? Why? Just to play ball. Again, it depends what's important to you. I'm just not losing out on 50k or 60k a week. How about no? How about fuck you? Pay me. That's where I'm at with that. And you have the money to do so. This is on Manchester United. And I keep stating this. Pay him the money from the Chelsea money we got. Problem solved. Right off, it's not a loss for this ownership because they didn't sign Sancho. They didn't put Sancho on this money. So therefore, it's not a loss for you. We're not looking at you like, oh, this is your mistake. Shiv, make up the difference. And get your 20, 25, 30 million pounds for him and keep it stepping. What's the alternative? Keep him, put him out on another loan, have to pay however X amount of his wages and then lose him for free. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Really, again, this is another simple matter. Should not be having this conversation the 23rd of June. But cheap on the Sancho thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I personally obviously think, like, bro, Jadon Sancho, you are a talented player. I get it. Your time so far in the Premier League has not been the greatest, and I was like, I've rated him. I backed him when he was at this club. Obviously, through the whole Ten Hag saga, I backed him, and I thought he got disrespected to a different level by our previous manager. But although I'm at this point right now where I'm like, okay, you need to start making decisions for yourself too, bro. Like, think about your career. Like, I know you want to get your bread, because to be honest, this is not your fault that you're in a situation like this. The club decided to pay you the wage that they decided to pay. You're taking advantage of that. And honestly, I probably would have done that too. I would sit there and be like, why do I have to take a pay cut when the club just paid me the money? Like, they put me on the wages that they put me on. And that's just been the case. Although, though, I will say, I mean, part of you also needs to be like, let me go revive my career. Let me go somewhere else, and I know where I can, fit into a team. This is like Napoli is not no child what do you say, this like boy club or whatever. They've just lifted a league title. This is like a title winning club. This team has just lifted the league title, and they want a player like you. So it's like you can go and be a part of a title winning team which will compete for league titles like next year too, and then you can revive your career. Scott McTominay's done it. Nobody talking about Scott McTominay like that in United fan base. He's gone and won a league title for them, and he was a pivotal part for them to win a league title too. And it's just like, okay, chapter closed from me personally. Like, yeah, whatever he did at our club was whatever. I didn't rate him when he was here, but then he's moved on now, and he's having a better career currently in Italy, and it's fine. And it's just the same thing for you too. Like, I know you are a very talented player. I know that this league sometimes is just like, in terms of how you play, you need to be playing centrally. I keep saying this all the time. Like, Sancho's a player in terms of his abilities who needs to be playing centrally. But the truth is that a lot of these clubs in the Premier League are not going to play you centrally. Why? Because they probably think that you're not creative enough to play in that 10. But then also they have players currently at their club who are playing in those central positions who might be quote unquote better than you. And it's just, it comes to some point then where it's like, okay, I need to actually sit down and make a decision for my career, where I need to go on. And he's still like 24 or 25. So he hasn't even hit his prime years yet. And I just think right now, currently at this moment, like, yeah, you're trying to get your bread, all of that. Now it comes to us as a club, like just Follow said, make that happen for him, because we need to get him gone too. So do anything that you need to do currently at this moment to get him gone. If that is to pay him that 5 million, if that is to cover the wages, all that type of stuff, cool. But it's like, okay, we just need to get him gone and go and revive your career, Jadon Sancho. Like, that's something that I would say to him, because I back him and I will watch him when he goes to a different league. I think he could, play really well in like a Spanish league, in an Italian league, which is not that much, physically endearing, pace and power, all those type of things, where it actually involves a lot of technical ability. People forget, we're talking a lot about Nuno Mendes and all that type of stuff, because he's been absolutely quality for PSG, specifically this year, even for Portugal. People forget last year, he went up against Jadon Sancho in the semifinal of the Champions League and he got cooked. He got cooked by Jadon Sancho, Nuno Mendes. He was running circles around him. Like, I literally remember this game. And it's one of those type of things where the talent is there. Like, the talent is definitely there. There's something that obviously happens to a lot of players, which is confidence. When you obviously hear a lot of things being said about you in the media, all these, situations that you've had, people trying to take you down, all that type of stuff, it happens. So what would I do in a situation like this? I would just go away and be like, okay, you know what? I hold my hands up. It didn't work out. I probably made a bad decision, maybe coming to Man United or going to Chelsea or coming to this league, all of that type of stuff. But I still have time in my career to go on and, revive it and do well, because I trust in my own ability, where I know that I'm a good player and I can go somewhere else and do well. And that's just where I'm at. Like, I have no harsh feelings towards Sancho. I'm never going to talk ill about Sancho in that respect, but I'm just like, go and revive your career, bro. Because there's still talent there, and there's still a player there, and I know you can go somewhere else and perform well. There's a reason why when you first were at Dortmund, you were very good. Even when you went back to Dortmund, you were very good. Like, it makes sense. And it's one of those type of things where you just need to think about something like that. But cool. I mean, if you want your bread, again, I don't blame you, because the club has put you in a situation like this, not yourself. The club has put you on high wages, and you want your bread. And I get that. And I probably would have done the same thing too. Like, been like, okay, United, respectfully, this ain't my fault. You've put me on wages. You need to deal with this situation. Not me. It's nothing to do with me. So I'm just like, yeah, I mean, he needs to go. That's one thing for sure. I'm not saying we should keep him. And there shouldn't be some sort of revisionism, because I know how this fan base gets. And the fan base is going to every single game probably like boo him, this and that, say all these, harsh things about him. He could have a good performance and people would still talk shit about him. Like, I get it. That chapter with Man United has been closed. It closed last season. So move him on. Move him on. And that's what's most important right now. Just move him on.
What are you saying, King? Thoughts on this?
Yeah, on the Sancho situation, obviously, yeah, like, we just need to move him on. Not because he's not a good player, but because everything has been a circus around Jadon Sancho, really. Like, that the thing is that I've always rated Sancho as a player, because obviously I saw him before he came to United. I saw him at Dortmund, but obviously, my biggest one thing that I have a problem with Sancho is coming to my football club. That's the only problem I have with him, because I know, like she said, we know what this fan base is like, and. Mm-hmm. And we all know what this fan base is like, and we know what managers are like in the Premier League in general, because, like, especially in the Premier League, because the priority in the Premier League is not based on really your technical ability. It's more based on you as an athlete. And Jadon Sancho is a decent athlete, but he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not
a team athlete.
It's just not.
Yeah, he's not an elite. He's not an elite athlete. He's a footballer, and like the thing is that he's just a pure footballer. And the thing is is that you've seen it with players like Joao Felix as well, for example. Players like this, you know what I mean? Players like this don't have any room in the team because a lot of managers don't know what to do with players like this. And Manchester United have had, and I don't blame. Yes, Sancho does take some of the blame, but I don't put majority of the blame on Sancho because you know why, people, because I've seen a story of this at Manchester United. I've seen Manchester United bring in Paul Pogba, did not have a plan for him. We signed Paul Pogba and said to Paul Pogba, you know what? Let's just play Paul Pogba anywhere on the pitch. Let's not find a position for Paul Pogba. Let's just play him on the left mid in as a 6. We did not know what Pogba's best position was. It was the same thing with Di Maria at Manchester United. We did not know what to do with Di Maria. We did not know what to do with Depay, with Sanchez. All of these players that we have brought in, we haven't had a clue how to use them. And this is why me, Flawless, and Sheik have always said it's profiles over names. Because you can bring in a very good player, but does he fit? Does he fit what we are trying to does he fit what we are trying to do? And Jadon Sancho, and yes, Jadon Sancho is a central player. But they thought Jadon Sancho was. They thought obviously at the time the Glazers and that thought because they saw him. They probably saw a couple of comps of Dortmund of him on the wing taking on players and he's direct. Sancho's not that type of player. Sancho is that type of player that he needs players around him so that he can link with 1-2 quick given goals. That's the type of player he is. He's the type of player that needs to be given the freedom also to be drifting in different spaces. Obviously, like Sheik said, when he was at Dortmund on loan, the reason why he cooked Nuno Mendes was because he was allowed from the right wing, he was allowed to drift in centrally. You know what I'm saying? He was allowed to drift in centrally, allowed to drift everywhere at Dortmund. You get me? But at United, he was never going to be given that freedom at all. And obviously, I stuck up with him with the Ten Hag from man like Lorenzo Ten Hag. Because man called him, you know what I'm saying? Because man called him out, yeah? Man called Jadon Sancho out after the Arsenal game where we got pumped 3-1, by the way, and he wasn't even in the squad. And man called him out when he wasn't even in the squad. So, I have no bad blood with Jadon Sancho. My only thing with Jadon Sancho is you should have never came to this football club because we all know what the fans are like, and we all know what the Glazers and Ed Woodward and all of them, man. We all know what that man was on. That man would just bring in good players and not know how to use them. And and it's simply as that. It's never been a talent thing with Sancho because Sancho's always had talent. But the thing is, we did not know what to do with Sancho. We did not know what to do with him. And when you bring in players, you have to know what position you're going to play them. Does he suit a possession-based team? Does he suit a transitional team? Does he suit a heavy metal team? We did the same thing with Anthony. Anthony were playing in a possession-based team at Ajax, and we decided, you know what, to spend 85 million on Anthony, and we decided to spend 85 million on Anthony and play him in a transitional team. That was never going to work.
Make that make friggin' sense.
That was never going to work. That was never going to work, bro.
Because he was a name and he's talented.
Yeah, like that was never going to work. Anthony's played in a possession-based team at Ajax, but then you bring him in to play transition ball with Ten Hag. Because obviously we thought Ten Hag were going to play possession-based football, but after 2 games, you know what the man did? The man was like, no, we're not going to play possession-based football. We're not going to play my way. We're going to play the Manchester United way, or whatever that freaking means, freaking transition, freaking counter-attack football, whatever that freaking means, what he freaking said. You know what I'm saying? So Anthony and Sancho and Pogba, all of these men were never going to work because there was no structure, and we did not have a plan for these players, so that was never going to work. So, and this is why INEOS need to bring in players what suit the identity of the football club. What suit the identity of the football club, and they need to know when they bring in the players what position does this player suit best in the team. We should not be bringing names just for the sake of bringing names.
No.
Or we should not be bringing in play. If our identity is possession-based football, we shouldn't be bringing in transitional players. We shouldn't be bringing in heavy metal freaking players. We should be bringing in players what can play possession-based football.
Yeah,
so you know what? So you know what I mean. So I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand why that is hard for people to like freaking understand. It's simple freaking maths, bro. You get it? Like it's simple, bro. It's simple as that. So yeah, like
super simple.
So
yeah,
like I have no bad blood for Sancho, but you know what I'm saying. But we just need to get him gone because simply it hasn't worked. And obviously, I hope he does well wherever he goes because he is a talented player. But yeah, like that's what I would say on that.
Not first, and this is also, I don't know how reliable this source is. Alfredo Padula, Fenerbahce and Arab Club have inquired about Jadon Sancho. No decision yet, so that's Fenerbahce and Arab Club. So Saudi's been heavily linked.
Apparently, Juventus are in for him as well. I've heard a couple links with Juventus as well. So
I mentioned this at the top when I was talking about the Sancho thing, and it's about the Sancho situation. I should add, and it says Anthony has told Manchester United that his priority is Real Betis, and he wants the move there, and I believe he's willing to take a pay cut as well. So get that, just get him gone. On the goalkeeping side of the situation, Emi Martinez's camp have been working overtime to make it know he's eager to join Manchester United. There's been a no approach from Manchester United, and all indications have been of Onana staying and playing, and that's from at Nath Salt 1. Thoughts on that, Sheik? We'll go to you first and foremost.
This Martinez, Emi Martinez stuff.
Because we haven't spoken, so I don't even know your thoughts on Martinez potentially being an option.
Bring him, bro. Bring Martinez. I mean, he's better than. Let me just start off by this. He's better than Andre Onana, at this point. So it's like, yeah, bring Emi Martinez. I know people are gonna talk a lot about his attitude and the ego and all of that type of stuff. Just strike a deal with Villa and bring him to the club because we need to fix that goalkeeping situation. I mean, it's better than you going out there and trying to scout a goalkeeper because we already know how scouting of a player goes. We just fired like 100 people and we brought it down to 10. And those 100 people were getting Anthony Hoyland and all these type of people into the club. And I mean, it's clear the guy wants to join. I know he's at a certain age, like he's probably 31, 32. Our bro H, he's mad that it's only 40 million. He thinks it should be more because of how important Emi Martinez has been to Villa. I do think maybe 40 million for a player like him could be a little bit too much, but just again, strike a deal with him. If it comes to a point where he absolutely wants to leave and no other club is going with him, they'll settle for less than that too. If there's a situation for us to, just get into negotiations, they'll settle for less than that. But Emi Martinez is the goalkeeper. I have no problem with him at all. He's better than Onana. I think he's in terms of just shot stopping, which has been a very big issue with Onana, like how many goals that he's conceded, which have been straight at him, even him on the ball, like all of those type of things. I think Emi Martinez is better than them in all those aspects. So get him gone too, and I'm cool with Emi Martinez coming to the club. So I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah, your thoughts on it quickly, King.
Yeah, I would take him. Like again, he's a shit house. Again, I've heard a few people say that he hasn't had a good. He hasn't been that good last season. This and that. Well, players can have one bad season, bro. That doesn't mean that they are bad players, bro. And like I said about it's not hard for INEOS to be 10% better than the Glazers, bro. Like Martinez is probably 60-70% better than Onana. I don't want to be bringing in a goalkeeper that is 5% better than Onana. Bring me a goalkeeper that is 50 or 60% better than Onana. Bring me a drastic improvement, not a little improvement. Bring me a drastic goalkeeper what improves. Manchester United and Martinez does that to a T. You get it. I've seen him for Argentina. I've seen him for Argentina. I've seen him when you were playing games at Arsenal, at Aston Villa. Now this guy knows, what it's like at big club. This guy knows the mentality, what it's like to win stuff, and what it's like to be in a big club, bro. And this guy can actually dive and actually handle and say, and he can actually catch crosses, not like freaking Onana. What lets, you know what I mean? What leaves a freaking gap. You know what I'm saying? Leaves a gap. He, you know what I'm saying? He leaves the gap on the other side, bro. You get it, bro? Like he lets, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like his handling as well. He's got butterfingers and that, bro. You get it? Like you know what I'm saying? So like Martinez is a no-brainer, and like Flawless said about the Osman thing, you negotiate. I don't care whether it's 40 million for Martinez. You negotiate, like Sheik said, and you get the price down. If you're smart, then you negotiate. Aston Villa, man, you know what I'm saying? Aston Villa don't have the right to be. They don't hold all the cards, bro. Man United should be going in there and you know what, negotiating. You get me? Negotiating and getting that price down. You know what I mean? Because they've got players to sell. Aston Villa needs to sell players.
They're in like
you get it?
problems. Yeah, they're in FFP.
Yeah. They're in problems. So go and negotiate. If it's, I don't know, if it's 28 mil plus like 5 or plus 6 in add-ons or something like that, you can easily do that, bro. You get it? If Martinez really wants to move that much, bro, you can do that, bro. You get it? So I don't buy this 40 million thing. I don't buy this 40 mil thing, to be honest, but just negotiate, bro. Just do your job and negotiate.
And it's just like also like it's like he's not a signing that's like, you know, for the next like couple of years and this and that based off of like his age, even though like we know goalkeepers can play for a longer age. We had frickin' Van der Sar who played here until like he was 40 years old. But it's also like right now we're in a situation where we're just trying to get to some sort of level playing field. We're trying to get to some sort of foundation. And I know, I mean, just looking at how we're struggling to buy players in different positions, another issue that we don't want on our head is going out there and trying to get a proper goalkeeper and this and that. So right now for Emi Martinez for a couple of years, let's say 2 to 3 years, is not a bad idea at all. I think he's someone who can kind of steady the ship for us and try to get us back to some sort of, you know, competitive level. And then you go out there and you worry about all these other positions like the midfield. I still think it's absolutely crazy how we're linked to a goalkeeper. We're linked to attackers, but we're just not linked to any midfielders. It's crazy. And midfielders are like, it's a big priority going into next season. I'm sorry, but I love Casemiro. I don't want to go into this next season with Cass, Bruno, and Ugarte being our only midfielders that we can play in that pivot. And Collier to a certain extent. Can't even really say Collier because his manager don't want to play him at times. So it's one of those type of things where like that's super worrying that we're just not addressing our midfield. But although we have time still left, and you know, before preseason starts and July and all that type of stuff, so we'll see how it all goes. But I mean, like right now, it's genuinely concerning me every single day. The percentage of concern just goes higher and higher.
Yeah, and higher. There's only been little links. There's only been little links in midfield. There's not nothing. There's only been little links. Like there's been Paulinho and Douglas Luiz on loan. If that's the case, bro, go and bring in both of them, bro. Like I don't care, bro. Like, bro,
just
go
do a loan deal. Like
do a loan deal. Bro, get Douglas Luiz, bro. He's one, bro. If he walks into Man United, he's one of our better midfielders, bro. Because like I said, bro, like I said a couple of episodes ago, I love Casemiro. I rate Casemiro highly, but we can't expect Casemiro to be constantly covering the ground, bro. We can't be expecting this guy to be covering the ground because the guy does not have the legs. And Bruno is just going to leave gaps in the freaking midfield,
lose the ball a lot too in the midfield.
Yeah, Bruno going to lose the ball a lot and leave gaps in midfield. So, bro, go and get the midfielders in, man.
They definitely need to go and bring in a midfielder. In regards to the goalkeeper thing, switching back to that before we do close out, I don't even know why it's a conversation. And not so much about Emi Martinez. I'm not fixated on him being the goalkeeper we bring in. Keeping Onana. Why?
Yeah, keeping
Wow.
Onana. Why?
What's
Yeah.
Onana
Or
done
because he
over
has a warm welcome freaking relationship, whatever we're
yeah,
having.
like,
Like, get
bro,
out of here.
this player has underperformed since he's got here for 24 months. Why are you keeping him?
Think about
What
Onana's
is
just
going on?
career at Man United. Abysmal Champions League campaign,
Yeah.
abysmal Premier League campaign.
Yeah,
Abysmal.
like what are we
Because
talking
he has
about
a
here?
warm welcome relationship, right? Flawless. That's what they said. Warm welcome relationship. That's what.
Like he's not won a European final. He's not won a single European final. When we last won the Europa League, guess who was the goalkeeper? Andre Onana. When we played
Yeah.
Ajax.
Oh,
Like it's just shit like
that's
this.
crazy.
It is,
That is
bro. Flawless.
crazy.
That's the truth. When we won
Yeah,
the
I
Europa
believe
League
it.
against Ajax, he was the goalkeeper. Look at all the
Yes.
things that have happened for Ajax when they were on that Champions League run, and Lucas Moura scored a hat trick at the
Yeah, I
Ajax
remember.
Stadium. Who was the goalkeeper? Andre Onana.
Andre Onana. Yeah.
They were on the verge of going to a Champions League final, which they probably would have lost against Liverpool. Who knows, right? They're on the verge of going to a Champions League final, and this brother
Yeah.
was in goal. Oh, but he's won an FA Cup. Oh, but he's won league titles with like Inter, or he's won trophies with Inter, or he went to a Champions League final with Inter. Fuck off, man. I don't care. Are we
I
Arsenal
don't care,
Football
man.
Club? Like, are
And
we
that's
Arsenal
I
where
don't
Football
care,
Club?
bro. Like, I don't care if he wants 120, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care if he wants to keep
I
his
don't
wages,
care.
bro. Get
It's
him
only
gone, bro.
this. I don't care what he's done at his previous club. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all about what he's doing here. That's the most important thing. Lakers fans say this all the time. I remember this. When LeBron James joined the Lakers, no Laker fan cared who LeBron James was before he joined the Lakers. They cared about who LeBron James is when he's a
Yeah.
Laker. And he ended up winning a championship for them, and then he got the respect from the Lakers faithful. Like that's just, it's just stuff like that.
What type of
It
shit
all
is that,
matters
though,
what
man?
you do here.
Like
It all matters
warm
what you do
working
here, man.
relationship. Like what type of work is that, though? Long working relationship. I don't care if Abimin wants to keep this guy because he has a warm welcome relationship. I remember the same guy what goes on about Mason Mount's eyes and that, bro. I don't care what the,
Oh
I don't
my
care
God,
what
man. Fucking
I don't
hell.
care what the manager wants, bro. I don't care what the manager wants. I don't care if Onana wants to get paid more or he wants to stay on the same wages or he wants to stay at Manchester United. I don't care, bro. Get him gone, bro.
Take the decision out of his hands. I don't get
Take
it.
the
but it's
decision
still-
out of his hands, bro.
It's very, very, very Bruno. Again, that's what I'm gauging for. But we gonna close out. So yeah,
Big up,
very
big up
short.
people.
Big up. Looked up when I slept in because we spoke about Garnacho. We didn't. Well, Rashford we spoke about briefly, but not in depth. Spoke about Sancho.
What more needs to be
spoke
said about these
yeah,
guys anyway?
spoke
What,
about
what more needs to be said? Like he just
what
needs
more
to go.
needs to be
Like
said about these guys?
Nano, as when Kunku as well, people are even getting into that slow news day. That's as real as Maino to Chelsea was a few months
yeah,
back.
bro. That's big, bro.
Let them know what you got coming up. I'll redirect you,
Yeah, literally, like right now, people, in the next like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going live
Yeah.
for the fan call-in show. So you guys in the chat, if you guys have United fans, rival fans, want to talk about the Club World Cup, want to talk about the NBA yesterday, want to talk about literally any sport, like come through. I'm doing a fan call-in show in literally 5 to 10 minutes. So come have your say. And you guys can find me on Chic TV. There's a couple of shows I think that I'll be on today. So right after the fan call-in show, I'll be on Hassam's channel for A-listers. So show up for that. And then right after A-listers, we'll be live for Mud Brothers, where we're gonna have a very, very cool stream. We're doing a draft. So all Mud Brother panelists are going to pick. We had a Premier League draft last week, which Eli ended up winning because he constructed the best Premier League team in all our opinions and the chat's opinions. And we're doing a World 11 today. So all world players, players from all different clubs in the world, we're going to be selecting them. There's going to be 12 rounds of drafts where we're all going to pick, each player in every position. Once a player has been picked, we can't pick that player again. And we're all going to construct our teams. And then super chats from people in the chat. If they put in a player for, let's say, it's CP's round. This happened last week. Let's say it's CP's round and someone drops in a super chat and they tell him to pick Garnacho. He has to pick Garnacho. So it's just stuff like that. So we did that last week. We're doing a World 11 today. So that's going to be at 10 p.m. UK. A-listers is at 8 p.m. UK. And then the fan call-in show I'm doing in literally 5 to 10 minutes. So
people, Chic TV, links in the title. We're redirecting over to Chic. So make sure you run up the like, subscribe to my bro, get him to 1K people. We're back live on the playback today. 7:45 p.m. we'll be live. Club World Cup game, people. Seattle Sounders PSG. So we'll be live for that. That's 8 p.m. UK time kickoff. So we'll be over on the playback. Get over to www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. That's playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv, or download the playback app for absolutely free from your app store. So the same way you watch on comment on YouTube, playback's the same. Same way you created an account on YouTube and signed up for free, it's the exact same on playback. We just did the NBA finals yesterday, but there's gaming content over there. You're going to get football watch-alongs, obviously, when the Prem's back, Premier League, Champions League, Europa League. Boxing over the summer will be live for that. Sheik holds down the UFC watch-alongs over there. Victor, when he gets his ass to gear, Formula One settings as well will be over there also. And I still can't believe, man, 1-2 Victors and we end up with Kajero. Fuck, you know. So yeah, people, love to everyone that's locked in and subscribe. Sorry, follow the new Twitter people. Yes, it's Flawless people. Follow me on the new Twitter as well. I know, yeah, live tonight, 11, yeah, midnight UK time, United Liverpool show with Beijing Reds TV. So we'll be talking to Vert Steele, more of this United nonsense as well. So yeah, people, we're going to close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you put Sarcasm City TV raid in Sheik's chat. Mandem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.